Paper, yeah. It's our time, one love. So it's Paperboy Prince. I saw the video actually yesterday about Selena Gomez basically crying over Trump deporting illegal immigrants. And I was going to share some thoughts. My main thought is this. First off, it's the internet. All right, so first off, it's the internet. So when stuff goes viral on social media, and she posted it on her own social media, on her story, I believe, that people never take things serious, right? Like when it's the, hold on a second. When it's the internet, people never take stuff serious. So for Selena Gomez to go on the internet crying, when anytime somebody films themselves crying, and I get it, I've been emotional before, and I've sometimes wanted to convey my emotions and convey the reality of it. But anytime somebody films themselves crying, it is going to seem performative. It's going to seem fake. It's not going to seem real. Like that's just how it goes. Like it at a certain point, it doesn't make sense. When you filmed the camera, so you could have been crying and wiped it off and still had tears in your eyes, but said the video and got the message out. But having a crying video, you slobbering, it seems performative to people on the other side. So that doesn't mean that it's not genuine. That doesn't mean it's not real. That doesn't mean that those aren't real emotions that she was feeling. But folks know that it does take some foresight to film a video. Like your body just doesn't pick up the camera and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm filming a video and now I'm crying. You have the mind to do it. It's a story, so you have to get everything out in a certain amount of time. You start the video once it starts recording. So there's a lot of stuff that people know that now the media literacy, though it often seems really low, for stuff like this, it's pretty clear to folks. So that's the first thought. The second thought is she's an actress, She's an actress. I haven't watched a lot of Selena Gomez projects in a while, so I can't tell you how great of an actress or how poor of an actress she is. But I know that she's an actress, and when someone acts, they act. Like that is what they do. I live in New York City. I have a lot of actor friends. I've obviously been in a lot of film and TV projects and all of that, and it's great time. A lot of great people that do that. But if you've ever been around an actor or someone who does comedy or drama or these types of things, theater, they're always in acting mode. Like in their brain, they're literally thinking about characters and they're thinking about different emotions. Like this is how people who take acting serious, I'm talking about actors you've never heard of before, somebody who's small and still, trying to get their big break. This is how actors move. So when you actually hang out with somebody who's an actor, they're often acting, like just trying stuff out, trying different characters, accents, all that stuff. And that's why whenever you see actors specifically, obviously any celebrity, but actors specifically kind of give you a certain type of energy, and talk a certain type of way, it's more obvious that, okay, maybe you're trying to sell me something. So that's the second part that seems that adds to the, how performative it seems. You're an actress. so you're acting. Now, I don't want this to be misconstrued as hate, right? I'm not trying to do that, or because I don't think her video was bad in the sense of like she was trying to do anything wrong or harm anybody, or so I don't want it to come across as hate, but I do want to offer a valid critique. that is important. Celebrities, we call them celebrities because they're supposed to be celebrated. And somebody like Selena Gomez, she has a lot of young fans. She knows that most of the people that know her might be in high school. Some of them are like, you know, a little older, like basically Gen Z. Everybody in Gen Z, that age group, kind of grew up with Selena Gomez, but she also has a lot of younger fans too that might not understand everything that's going on. So just her posting a crying video can make it seem like I'm doing something, you know. And in the video, she says, if you haven't watched the video, you can go watch it. I'm not reacting to it here because I know a lot of folks that have seen it already. But if you haven't seen it, she basically at a certain point says, she's crying and she's like, I don't know what to do. You know, they're attacking all of my people. I don't know what to do. And I have a couple issues with that. First, I'm going to talk about they're attacking all of my people. There are tons of, and I guess by her people, she meant Latin American people, maybe Mexican American people, or maybe just Mexican people in general, or Latin American people in general. The whole Latino diaspora is very interesting. It's very, very interesting because it's basically a mixture of many different races and nationalities that are kind of loosely tied together by either Spanish, really it's mainly Spanish, and then continent, kind of, but you know, there's all these different countries that aren't actually in South America and all these things. So the attacking my people part feels kind of vague. Like, who are your people? I don't know if she, you know, regularly talks about those people. Let's assume she's talking about Mexican Americans or Latin Americans. Cool. A large percentage of those people that make up sizable populations in important battleground states like Florida and Texas, they overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump and Republicans. I'm not saying that this is just a fact. This is just a fact that these folks overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump and Republicans, and it baffles me as to why. I think one of the main reasons and that folks do this, and specifically immigrants, I see a lot of immigrant populations, one, that are revolutionaries and that do want to push this country forward in a like more progressive type of way, but I see a lot that kind of want to basically fit in, and because the Republicans use more of the like American flag branding to fit in as an American and not to seem like they are counter-American, especially in some of these areas like I was talking about, Florida, Texas, all of that. Because of that, okay, now you want to basically cozy up to white society in America. And I get it. I get the temptation to do that. They a lot of times don't realize that this country has a pretty long history, and these tactics have been tried and they don't work a lot of times for people of color. So, but yeah, now you see that reaction. So the whole they're attacking my people, that part, there was a lot of support for Donald Trump in the Latino community. Surprisingly, a lot of support for Donald Trump in the Latino community. Obviously not all, but surprisingly a lot. And who knows when that will be fixed. But yeah, and I know that like one of the main talking points of like Republicans is about the Democrats basically trying to bring in a bunch of illegal immigrants, as they say. The Democrats trying to bring in a bunch of people and then have them to be the voters for the next generation. They're going to all automatically vote Democrat. But where I push back on that is say, like, look, a lot of these folks, you know, especially folks that people, first off, they over stereotype Latin American people as immigrants. Like every time, like now that's like the poster child. When people think of an immigrant, they're thinking of like a Mexican person, basically, which data shows that's not the main one. There are a lot of them, but it's not exactly that black and white. So yeah, I forgot exactly where I was going with that. But so that was a part about attacking the her people, which I'm trying to talk through this here. I'm trying to talk through it and kind of understand where she was even coming from, because I don't register Selena Gomez as some type of activist. And this is gonna help to transition into my next point, which is when she said, I don't know what I can do, right? I don't, like I said, I'm not up on everything Selena Gomez, but I've never seen her as some type of activist. Maybe she's like every celebrity that says, hey, get out and vote, or get out and vote for this politician here and there, you know? But as far as advocating for certain specific issues, outside of saying, hey, let this person make all the decisions for you and vote for them, advocating for certain specific issues, she might be. You know, a lot of folks have some type of philanthropic part of their PR that goes on. When you're that big, you usually, if it's just for tax purposes alone, you have some type of foundation or do some type of collaborations, or able to do talks and speeches with different places. I don't know if she does. She probably does something like that. But real consistent, meaningful things that's not kind of in this same vein of performative stuff, to my knowledge, she doesn't do that. So for you to speak up now, it's too late. Love, it's too little, too late. And I know people say it's never too late, but as far as for this little timeline, it's too late. Why does everyone want to wait till it's too late? Be proactive. Like, the thing about being actually some type of activist or somebody who wants to fight for something is you need to be proactive. Everybody wants to be non-political, and everybody wants to be safe until it affects them, until it affects their people that are being attacked. Now you want to be political. The whole time everybody wanted to be safe and calm and not speak about anything and have a fake image and all of this stuff. But when it really hits the fan, then you want some change. I'm saying this not so much to critique Selena Gomez, even though I am critiquing her. I'm saying this as to talk about a much larger issue that happens with a lot of people, from regular folks to the biggest celebrities in the world that do this. You were cool when it's happening to other people. You were silent while this stuff is happening to other people. But when it's on Front Street, now you want to speak out. You are partly to blame because you already had some type of conviction or connection to this issue, and you felt a certain type of way maybe, but you didn't do anything to move that forward. At that point, you're also partly to blame. And again, I don't know exactly all she done. Maybe she has a huge foundation that she has been doing, but what makes me think that she doesn't, and that she hasn't been doing this stuff all this time, is the part of her whole video where she says, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna try to do something, I promise, but I don't know what to do. Wait, hold up. Selena Gomez, you have tens of millions of followers on a bunch of social platforms. Millions of followers. You are a household name. You're probably one of the most famous Latino people in America. One of the most famous legit Latino people in America. Not one that's like a white Latino, even though she is a fairer skinned Latino, but not one that's like a white Latino, like like Carmen Diaz or something like that. That's not counting. Somebody that actually you look at them and they look, okay, yeah, she looks Latino. Jennifer Lopez, right? Yeah, you're one of the most famous ones, and like now you want to speak up, or you're saying that you don't know what to do. Love, you have so many connections, so many people, so much money. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Paperboy Prince. You have the internet. You can look up, oh, okay, who are some like social activists, or you can reach out to Paperboy Prince, or so many organizations that do this type of work. You could have did it, what, 2 months ago? The election was in November. So you already knew this was happening. We already knew. He said it. He's been saying this for what? It's almost been 10 years Donald Trump has been saying this. He ran for the first time in 2016. It's almost been 10 years he's been saying this. Now, granted, you might have been in a different place. You were younger. You were focused on your career 10 years ago. So I'm not saying that you should have had to do this 10 years ago. We all have our own journey. But at least 2 months ago, you knew. At least 2 months ago, you knew he was going to be office. In fact, if you were really paying attention, a year ago, you knew this guy was going to be president. Come on. You thought Biden was going to beat him? No. So I said in a tweet, and I said, hey, if you want a free idea, here's a free idea. Start a legal fund. The number one thing that moves things in America right now is the courts. And judges, well, there's a lot of things wrong with our justice system. Judges are often, what's the word? They have enough self-respect oftentimes that they care about more what they think. They feel like they're the president. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of judges feel like they're the president because in their side of their branch of government, they kind of are. They feel like they're the president. They feel like they're the governor. They feel like they're the mayor. So there are a lot of places where stuff happens is the courts. You're Selena Gomez. I'm sure you've been sued before. I'm sure you have a lawyer. I'm sure you probably have a couple lawyers. You could start a free legal fund for folks that are being wrongfully deported, because some of these folks are supposed to be deported for whatever reason, be it they broke some serious offense or what have you, right? Some of them are that, but there are some folks that are being wrongfully deported or have more complex situations or stuff like that. I have a heart. I understand these things. There are real situations where folks might not be in this country legally, but they don't need to be deported in that type of way. There's certain issues. Some things aren't that black and white. This is real life. People have real issues. So yeah, I've lived overseas in other countries, and I understand what it can be like to be dealing with things and trying to figure stuff out and what have you. You could start a legal fund. You're Selena Gomez. Everybody knows your name. You have the money to do it and the clout to do it, where you could get 10 lawyers together, 50 lawyers together, 100 lawyers together, 1,000 lawyers together, even some in different countries that could help and work on international law, that could help and work on the local laws in different places and federal law. This is a free idea for me, a random person in their bedroom making a video. All right. And you have the access to some of the best consultants, PR, think tanks, nonprofits in human history. You have access to that more than 99.9% of people, and crying and saying, what can't you do? This is the problem with celebrities. They're put there. Celebrities are intentionally put there. Okay. Celebrities are intentionally put there so that you focus on them instead of focusing on the real issues at hand and solving problems, because these folks are basically big babies who they might be very talented in their field of work, whether it be music, which I know she does, acting, which I know she does, right? But when it modeling, whatever, social media, right? But when it actually comes to things that help to liberate you and help you have a better life long term for you and your family, they actually are there to hold you back. They actually are there to hold you back. And the problem that the Latino community is going to have going forward is their celebrities are basically fully co-opted and fully down with the oppressor power structure, right? And aren't gonna fight for them. And this is a problem that the Black community has right now. But the beauty of it was when the civil rights movement was happening, the Black community actually didn't have this much of a problem. Yes, there were a bunch of sellouts, right? And a bunch of fake performative folks that were celebrities, but Black celebrities, because there was less opportunities for them in the white world, in mainstream Hollywood and all of that stuff was so segregated back then that they didn't have those opportunities. So now, so basically they were more connected to their community, and they ended up fighting for their community and using their leverage and their platform to fight back. And that is one of the main things that actually helped push the civil rights movement forward, which helped all people, not just Black people. It literally helped all people. It helped white people in a lot of ways more than it helped Black people, right? Yeah, but now Hollywood and all these things are so advanced. We've moved at a point to now that all of the celebrities they're going to put in place, especially that are going to be the new approved Latino celebrities, they're not going to be activists. They might be feminists, right? Because I feel like in our current society, and maybe less so with Trump a little bit, but it's safer to fight for women and to support women's issues outside of the hot button women's issue, which I won't talk about, but on this video, but just generally saying you support women is pretty much always accepted. And so there will be celebrities that'll fight for that, right? Because that's seen as something that's safe, it's accepted, it's not really challenging the power structure as much. But yeah, these other things, they're going to be co-opted. They're not going to support this stuff. It's going to be very fake and performative. If anything, it'll lead you to support some random politician. But this is the main reason. The point of this video, if you don't remember anything, is the main reason they put these folks in power in the first place. The Selena Gomez's and Cardi B's and stuff like that, is so that if a revolution or some issue ever does pop off, your feed and the people you follow, they don't know what to do. They're not going to organize and lead you to something. Paper, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. You can like, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you think. I am making videos about topics I find interesting that instead of talking my friends' heads about them, I'll just share some of my thoughts here. So, paper, yeah. One love. And to Selena Gomez, much love. This is all love to you. I know you're probably watching this video, so love to you and your team and your family. And I hope you feel better. And we're gonna figure this all out. I'm also working on this, so we're gonna figure it out. Paper, yeah.